fine morning and another week, and yeah, I've neatened up a little bit. I've been sanding the deck to try and make headway in all the work that we did in last week's video. Well, for me that was yesterday. Today is next week's video, but it's also the next day for me. Right, so I've got to finish up as much as I can on the deck this week because there is going to be rain coming. So I want to get as much of that done as possible and see if I can start cutting out the piece of wood I need to scarf into place for the beam underneath where the chain plate's got to be. Also, hopefully, welding the new chain plate, which includes, but isn't limited to, beginning the portholes. So obviously with the rain coming, the last thing I want is to still have tape on the side of the deck. Of course, here we go. I will need to frame I think all I need is one of these. I can use this to make my measurements. Let's go do that. This is such a messy process, but obviously you have to do it, and I find the router works well, and it works literally best if I just freehanded. So I've marked out where I'm going to do this all, and I come along and I just freehanded. Make sure not to hurt myself because that has happened before. Okie dokie, test fit of Windows 1 and Windows 2. This porthole is a little tight. I think it needs to be widened at the bottom. That one is loosey-goosey, which is great because it will allow room for expansion once I've actually put it in. But, oh man, the mess it makes in here. This whole room was pretty clean, but now everything needs to be wiped top to bottom. The amount of dust that gets created. I'm not complaining too much because I get that it needs to get done, but until I find a better way of doing it, this is the way it has to be done. And my camera dies just here, but it's cool. There's still plenty to do, and carrying on with the next layer of glass on the deck didn't take too long. I have possibly one more top coat layer to do on everything, and that'll be one continuous sheet that'll be the final top layer. It's a lot easier to build up the layers in the deeper sections before I get to that spot and leave me with a smoother finish. Alright, off camera I have made this. This is the solid piece that is going to go right over here. I was recording, but apparently the battery was flat. Right, so the plan here is that this will go like so in there and get scarfed up against that piece. Oh, it's fallen out. My hope is that it's the correct size. I measured it like 20 times before finally actually cutting it, and at the same time as doing that my multi-tool finally gave up. So let's have a look and see what we have. it's not quite right. I need to cut this edge at the back a bit because it's a little wavy. So I may have actually cut it just too short by like, I don't know, like 3 mil, 5 mil, which is very annoying. I do, however, still have a piece left. So if I choose to make another one, I can just make it a little bit bigger. That's very disappointing. I thought I would be done with this. So the other thing is I forgot about Easter. So I can't order any epoxy until next week, Monday. So you're watching last week's video because I'm a week ahead at the moment. So it's actually Easter currently. So I've got to wait until Tuesday before I can order epoxy. So I didn't even realize. I thought I could drive through tomorrow, but tomorrow is Friday and it's all closed and everything's closed. So it's probably a good thing. Maybe I should have the weekend off. Right, so it's a super windy day and the winds are continuing to build up, and that's the wind now. I just wanted to show you guys underneath the coach roof. The coach roof is actually in very good condition. It has these really nice stainless steel plates. This is for the one cleat, that is for the other cleat, and that is for the small winch. The areas that I'm replacing the glass in is literally under where the teak was that we had to pull out. Some of the damage is us pulling the teak out, and some of the damage was already there. There was delamination from a previous repair. You could see that they put like Sikaflex and putty and all sorts of weird things to glue it down. So that's been repaired and is continuing to be repaired. But the coach roof is in very good condition. It's not bad. It's not bad anyway, all the way along, even in the head. And I will replace the cleats as I find cleats I like. Those little wood frames that the cleats are on are actually in great condition. I sanded one of them just to have a look at it, and they can definitely be made to look good again, and there's nothing wrong with them, so I'm happy with that. Here is the traveler for the main sheet. It is bolted all the way along here on this piece of wood, and it goes all the way along through there, and then I think over there. Now that piece of wood is not in as good condition, and the idea being to replace this piece. You'll see there's massive cracks and there's areas on the other side that don't look very good. The traveler is a Barbarossa traveler, like most of the stuff on this boat from way back when. I would love to replace all of these, but they still work, so I'll recondition it all and I'll use it. But this will get redone, and I'll probably use a steel plate underneath instead of that piece of wood. Over here on the floor I have a piece of somewhat processed Meranti that I hope to use for that. So I'm working in sections. I'm doing everything forward of this, forward of the main sheet traveler, and I will repair and fix all of this, which is coming along quite nicely. Then I'll do everything aft, and most of the damage is around here. I have a new hatch, and I have to make a new frame for that. But if you look here, you can see how well some of the stuff cleans up. And there's no rot there, so it looks pretty good. So I see no reason why I should remove any of it. So it is a little bit of a laborious task. It would be very nice to just rip everything else and replace. But I don't have that budget. I have to recondition where possible, and I have to reuse, and the only things I'm really replacing are the portholes. I had no choice. They were all leaking, broken, could not be repaired, and the hatches, this one because it was damaged from the fire, the aft one because it's also broken and leaking, and then that small little one above the one cabin I might have to recondition because I still can't find one that's the right size or that matches the other two that we already have. And we're looking at prices of over 10k. I don't have that. Like, I just don't have that. There's zero budget for that, and everything is going up. We've got our VAT that's gone up, and that's gone up 0.5%, but it adds up when you import, and we've got tariffs and various other things that's happened. So our epoxy's gone up about 1/3 of the price, and the fairing. So in the next couple of months I'm going to have to make a lot of concessions about what I thought I was going to do and what I'm able to do now. Oh man. Oh dear. This is going to be exceedingly difficult to remove. Alright, so officially I've gotten to the point where I can't really continue this week. Today is crazy wind and it's gusting like 60-70 knots. So I can't do anything on deck. Inside is terrible. My table nearly went over again. So I'm calling it quits for this week. I'll take a day or two, wait for it to chill, and I'll carry on working on the deck and the various other projects aboard. Thank you everybody for joining this week. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the comments, and I hope that I've answered someone's questions, and I hope that you all understand where this project's kind of going. I think that next week, if the weather holds out, I'll be able to start actually putting some paint on the coach roof, but that very much is weather dependent. I'm also struggling to make space in the boat. I've pretty much filled up everything everywhere. The house, I've got no more shelving space. Well, not the house, I've got a small apartment in town. It's very tiny. My sister's place, her garage is full. The boat is full, and I've got a little box that has been donated to me where I can put some stuff in, which is next to the boat right here, so I can keep things that I need, like paints and stuff, off the boat, and I can actually keep them nearby. So I need to make a lid for that. Hopefully that'll solve some of my transient storage problems. So next week I'll see you all then, and I hope that you have a great weekend. I think there's another few holidays coming up. So for those of you who want to support this project, there's a buy me a coffee link down at the bottom in the comments section or in the description. And for the rest of you who've just happened upon this channel, give it a go, see what weird stuff I'm up to, like and subscribe and all of those usual YouTube things, and leave me a comment and let's have a discussion. I'll see you all next week. Bye bye.